What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, and welcome back to WWE 2K20. Yesterday, won the Royal Rumble. Today, perhaps winning the Divas title. We shall see. Chapter 16 continues. And so I welcome you to a fine Thursday here on the program. Get in the ring, Miss Brooklyn Von Braun, and let's get it on for that Divas title. So, right after I filmed my video yesterday morning with that whole Jim Cornette thing, he resigned from the NWA, which I would have expected at that point. Either resign or get fired, it's one of the two. And I'm sure it was kind of like, yeah, I'm just going to not do this anymore. Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the important thing here, is that they filmed those shows way in advance. So, the work he did was already done. It's been done for like a month and a half. Or something like that. Like months ago, those got filmed, right? So the fact that you're firing him now is kind of like, alright, sure, fine, whatever. Like there was a lot of social media backlash. I get it. It was a bad look on the part of your company. I get it. But the fact that they filmed that like 2 months ago or so, because we are on week 7, and that was all filmed way ahead of schedule, right? And that made it to air. The fact that it made it to air after being filmed that far in advance. It's like, what are you doing? Like, did nobody watch these matches back when you were doing the editing and thought, hey, perhaps that shouldn't be in there? Like, you had editors have these under review before they go up and out to air to the public, and that made it on to the broadcast. So, you know, it's one thing if it were live, right? And, oh no, that was real bad, what he said live. Oh no, he's fired, right? But to have it be a pre-tape, that was literally months in advance, and then still made it to air. Jim Cornette is not the only one that should be resigning from that company. Like, whoever was in charge of the editing on that should definitely be out of there. Out of there. So, alright, strike on Brooklyn. Cutscene, cutscene.
Red and Brooklyn are going back and forth, taking out years of frustration on each other.
Looks like Red's got the upper hand for now.
Teeing off. It's a slugfest.
Red with the tackle.
That was
Both women are down.
terrible.
So far, these two have been matching each other move for move. One of them needs to somehow gain an inch.
That was kind of terrible, to be honest. Like, the world's slowest. I'm going to spear you through the ropes like Big E style. Wait, what? Continue? We're done? Never mind the fact that that match happened after the Royal Rumble match, which should be the main event at any Royal Rumble, but whatever.
And there you see Samoa Joe watching this heated battle.
And here comes Trey.
Out here to provide that edge Brooklyn needs.
Nails him from behind. He was ready to stop him.
All right, so your mid-match thing here is hit your finisher on Joe in the parking lot. I'm going to do it here first. Yep, TKO. And then, hey, Joe, I'm going to go to the parking lot. Feel free to follow me to the parking lot. Anyhow, we have an update on the ratings for WWE Backstage, which included CM Punk. And those were 180,000 was what I heard this morning. So you're up 100K with the inclusion of CM Punk. As a reminder, the opening ratings of the opening week was like 49,000. So this is like week 3 and you're at 180,000. Can that persist? Will that stay? Or, you know, is it going to kind of even out and then drop down because it's kind of whatever? I guess that's the question, Joseph. That is the question. So I'll be curious to see how that show persists as they continue doing it with CM Punk on and off, not every week, perhaps. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't think so, Joe. I don't think so. But again, it is Thursday, which means that last night was your week 8, I believe, of AEW NXT beingness, and certainly the best chance for NXT to actually win in the ratings, considering your main roster invasion, which you should have had weeks ago, but there was the European tour, so you didn't have it weeks ago. Like, I get it from a logistics standpoint. Believe me, I understand logistics and travel and everything else, but it was just bad timing to build towards your, you know, brand thing at Survivor Series, right? So, that being said, yes, last night had a bunch of main roster stars on that show. Good God, you opened with Becky Lynch in the ring, and that led to a Becky and Rhea Ripley match, which awesome, fantastic. I still want to see Rhea and Sasha Banks, but yeah, I'll take her and Becky Lynch. Hell yeah. But of course, it was a DQ because here's Baszler and her crew and that whole thing. Alright, so they said, "Hi, Regal got security." And all I could think of was Joe saying, "Regal, get better security." And that whole thing went from when he was in NXT, right? But they had invited
Trey manages to get Samoa Joe down, but for how long?
into the trunk.
Wait, what's Trey doing? I think he's going to put Joe inside the trunk of that car.
Can he lift?
He's going to try
I mean, come on.
to. Joe's dead weight.
As Scott Steiner would say,
That's one
he's
way
back.
to stop Samoa Joe from interfering.
Yeah, assuming that trunk is strong enough to contain Joe and his enhanced arm. It looks like it'll do the job, for now at least.
And now back to the match. So, granted, the load screens there kind of, make the flow of that kind of awkward, but cool. Mid-match nonsense, and then back to the match is pretty cool. One has to hope that in the next-gen consoles, which are coming out next year, these load time issues won't be an issue because of the SSDs contained in those consoles. But honestly, I still, with 2K,
Red and Brooklyn are finally
I don't think much.
recovering after we cut away to see what was happening backstage between Trey and Samoa Joe. I'm just glad that thanks to Trey, we're going to get a definitive winner in this match.
Longest 10 count ever.
One of them can make it back in the ring before the 10 count.
And they both do. Neither of them are ready for this match to end.
That whole 5-minute thing was in the space of a 10 count, apparently, which is pretty funny. But hey, what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? Anyhow, so after that on NXT, you had Kona Reeves appear and then get attacked immediately by Ricochet. And then here comes Matt Riddle, so we get a bit of that. But then there's Cesaro, there's Nakamura, there's Roddy Strong, there's Finn Balor. It's a bit of a chaotic scene. So Regal's more security didn't really help there, William. Didn't really help there, Mr. Regal. I'm sorry, right? After that, we got the Revival versus the Undisputed Era. So cool. Excellent tag team match wrestling on that show. Just putting on an absolute clinic in tag team wrestling. So kudos on that. Good stuff all around. You had Kaylee Ray and Dakota Kai. And that was Here Comes Carmella, Dana Brooke, Mandy, Sonya, the Raw team, Kyrie, Logan, and then Nikki Cross with a trash can lid, just trouncing everyone and standing tall in the end in the middle of the ring. You had the Viking Raiders fight the Forgotten Sons, and then win that match. And then your main event was Dominic versus Adam Cole in a ladder match to see who's going to get the advantage at War Games in that match, and it will be Undisputed Era. And importantly, we still don't know who is the fourth man in that match on Team Ciampa. Who's it gonna be? Who is the fourth individual in there? And Triple H is teasing a big surprise, a big epic deal, and I'm like, unless somebody from Raw or SmackDown is in that spot, or it's gonna be Triple H, I'm not sure how epic it's gonna be. Like, I think Velveteen Dream's injured, so, like, who else would you announce there? I don't know. And man, if you were doing predictions for TakeOver, that becomes difficult. Difficult, man. Not knowing who's going to be in that thing. But also, we still don't know who is Team NXT at Survivor Series. We just don't know. And we might not know until the night of the show. Though, in theory, it could be guys from both sides of that squad that are on the War Games match. So they don't want to announce that beforehand, because they all have to fight on Saturday. And then they can announce that on Sunday, or, whatever. Or at the show itself. We don't know, right? But of course, after Cole wins, big invasion brawl from everybody. And at the very end, we have Seth Rollins and Ciampa going at it in the ring as NXT goes off the air. And Brooklyn can take the L and give me that Divas title. No! Alright, Brooklyn, alright. I'll give you that much. For real, though. So, props to the NXT Full Sail crowd for chanting, "Seth's not cool." That was pretty funny. I'm sure he hates that stuff, so that was pretty funny to me. But besides that, it was pretty much what you would have expected from a main roster invasion that we did expect weeks ago. That didn't happen, so finally paying off that whole thing on the week of Survivor Series that is this Sunday. Razor's Edge, sort of. Just chucking her across the ring. Meanwhile, on the flip side, on your AEW broadcast, you opened with Nick Jackson fighting Rey Fenix for the first singles match Nick has had in 4.5 years. They are devoted to tag team wrestling. Good God, I had no idea. That was the first singles match in 4.5 years. That's nuts. So, kudos, I guess, believing in tag team wrestling and being one half of, arguably, one of the best tag teams in the world. Or, according to them, anyway. So, hey, Brooklyn, you're gonna get locked down one more time, and then it's gonna be Red Alert from Red on your head, in your head. Zombie, 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 Yep. And that, my friends, 1, 2, 3. I need it.
She defeated the woman who's tormented her for years, but she's also achieved a childhood dream in capturing the WWE Divas Championship. This has to feel like a giant weight has been lifted off of Red in so many ways. And here comes Red's best friend to join the celebration.
Let's practice.
Respect to Red for being able to achieve the seemingly impossible. This is truly a special night for her, both personally and professionally.
We did it. But we still have not trained at the dungeon. Come on now. Or won the dance-off. Come on now. Or the Dusty Classic. Come on now. Or the Best of 5 series. But beat Samoa Joe. It could happen. Titan 6. And I've unlocked some stuff here. Alright. I think that means we only have 2 more chapters to go with the achievement. The final achievement here is like 18. And we're on 17 now. So, we're getting there.
I knew you'd be here early. You always were an overachiever.
You here to demand your rematch? Because I have no problem beating you again tonight.
There's not going to be a rematch.
You're giving up that easily?
No, there's not going to be a rematch because you're going to announce your retirement tonight.
That's news to me.
It's why I wanted to find you first thing, so you could start writing your big farewell speech. But that kind of emotional garbage should actually come easily to you. I mean, if you get stuck, you could just borrow something from your earlier writing. You've probably asked yourself 1,000,000 times, why?
How does she know?
Why didn't they want to be my parents? The truth is, we did, but we had to make the hardest decision of our lives because we didn't feel we could give you the life you deserved. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Love always, your mom and dad. That's right. I found out you wrote that little piece of fiction kicking off 20 years of lies to your best friend. His real parents are dead, and you've been stringing him along this entire time, making him think they're alive just so you'd have one friend in your depressing life. You never told him the truth, even when he continued to pathetically leave 2 empty seats for them that would never be filled.
Why? Why are you doing this?
The why doesn't really matter. Right now, you should be more concerned with the what, as in what could happen next. I could expose you and all your lies, destroying your life, your reputation, and most of all, your friendship with Trey. Or you can retire immediately, and I'll make your secret my secret. But one way or another, it's happening tonight.
I know walking away from everything you've worked for will be the hardest thing you've ever done, but you have to keep our secret. Please.
Shut up, me. I mean, it can't be that hard to explain. Like, look, Trey, bad news, your parents are dead. But you know who else's parents are dead? Batman!
And that's how I won the WWE Divas Championship, crossing off one of the most elusive things on the list. But the Divas Championship wasn't just a title.
That's my mom and dad.
It was more than that. It was...
Sorry, I think something amazing just happened. earlier today I received a note saying I would finally get to meet my birth parents at the Hall of Fame ceremony tonight, and I think they just arrived.
I don't know what's happening
I apologize
either.
if I'm a little distracted.
Who are those people?
I've been waiting for this moment
is
my
bad.
entire life. We're almost done here, so I'll catch up with you real soon, okay?
It's like Sergeant Slaughter.
Sorry again for cutting you off. Where were you?
I don't know anymore.
There's really not much left to say, other than to cover how we ended up here tonight.
So I retire from the ring, because clearly I didn't have Brooklyn spill the secret then, because there is still a secret at the Hall of Fame ceremony. So, yeah, laying down the belt in the ring and saying, hey, I'm done. Peace out. But then Trey still has to go fight Joe. He won the Rumble. He's going to WrestleMania. That's his big moment, right?
When I defeated my lifelong nemesis to capture this championship, the same championship I dreamed of winning as a young girl, it was an amazing feeling. But after that wore off, I was consumed by a range of different emotions, ones that I hadn't felt in a very long time. Satisfaction, relief, peace of mind. The fire that drove me throughout my career to come out here and fight on a nightly basis was suddenly gone. I went from thinking, what's next, to what's left. And I realized that after crossing off the most elusive item on the list, the answer was not much. Because I accomplished everything I set out to do and way more. So I had to be honest with myself. If I kept going, everything after would feel like a letdown. And that's not how I want to live my life or remember my career. So with all that being said, I'm here tonight to relinquish the Divas Championship and announce my retirement from WWE, effective immediately.
And the belt still clips through the jacket.
Is this actually happening?
Unfortunately, I think it is.
Terrible.
Now, I know this is probably shocking, and some of you might be disappointed or upset, but this isn't necessarily a bad thing. I've lived this part of my life to the fullest, and now it's time for me to go explore other challenges. And who knows, maybe I'll try acting again. You all saw how my only other audition went. Can't go worse than that, right? Finally, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for supporting me for all these years. Please continue to back the next women who take my place, who I am certain will be stronger, more athletic, and hopefully a little less temperamental than I was. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. And there's the belt on the ground, and the microphone, and that hold. So is all this chapter just going to be me doing things against Joe, I guess?
I'm not really sure what to say. I'm stunned.
I think we all are. No one was expecting this. Thank you, Red.
Yes, thank you. And we wish you all the best.
Well, all right, Dan. What happens next? Anyhow, back over on AEW, you had Britt Baker versus Shida, right? And that was your number 1 versus number 2. Because wins and losses are supposed to matter. And number 2 beat number 1, and that puts her in line, you would imagine, for a shot at Riho once again. So making wins and losses matter when you have a ranking system, good stuff. The Dark Order has a kind of a weird Scientology cult video? Sure, alright.
What was that? You can't retire. You've got years left on your career.
I'm sorry, but I need you to try to understand.
Maybe I could wrap my head around it if I had a little more warning. I mean, when you texted me, make sure you watch my promo tonight, I was expecting you had some clever line about Brooklyn, not that you were gonna walk away from WWE.
This wasn't something I was planning for a long time. It happened quickly.
Okay, fine, but if you're done, then I'm done. We're a package deal, remember?
No, what? Don't do this.
I need you to try to understand.
What about the title shot you just earned in the Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
And getting revenge on Samoa Joe for everything he's done.
None of that matters if you're not along for the ride, too.
You need to think about this some more. You're making an impulsive decision.
I've made up my mind. I'm done.
All right, game over. So, the end?
I never expected my plan to work this well and cause your idiot friend to retire too. It's like getting rid of 2 turds with 1 stone.
This isn't over.
But it is over, and that's the best part of all of this. Anyway, just wanted to wish you a happy early retirement. Maybe you can take up bingo, or going to dinner at 3 p.m., or yelling at kids in your neighborhood. If you kick that ball in my yard one more time, I'm going to put you on my list. Hilarious. See you, never again.
Well, alright, Dan. Like, now? What? Anyhow, the Dynamite Battle Royal thing, the Diamond Dozen, whatever, ended up with Paige and MJF for your final 2. So they fight next week for that Diamond Ring.
We're going live with your show intro in 5 minutes.
Thanks. Just let me run through it once to make sure I've got it. Who will be named as your top 10? Prepare yourself for drama as our contestants get their hands dirty, glad-handing with the CEO of a manure company to see who can get the upper hand for their fall fertilizer campaign. It's all hands on deck. Coming up next on America's Next Top Hand Model. Do you think there's too many hand puns?
It's perfect. It's not heavy-handed at all.
I see what you did there.
Good God.
Hey, sorry I missed your other call. I'm at my new hosting gig. Look, if this is about getting Baron Corbin a spot on the show, I'm still relatively new here, so I don't think I have that kind of pull yet. Oh, okay, good, because honestly, I don't think Baron's hands are anything to write home about. Wait, what'd you say? Really? That's amazing! Did you tell Red yet? Yeah, she's been hard to reach lately. Okay, I'll try her. This is truly an honor. Thank you so much.
So, right to the Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna be famous.
Stop.
I'm gonna be famous.
Dancing.
Yes!
You're the worst. After that, we had our Jericho promo. He's gonna get his thank you next week. But here comes SCU to say, hey man, wins and losses matter. And Scorpio Sky pinned you last week. And guess what?
That's
Title
my
match.
ring. And my championship. I hate you, Brooklyn.
Don't. Pizza. Eat the pizza. That's perfectly good pizza. Don't throw it away. What a waste.
What?
Hey, it's been a while. How's it going?
I'm great. I'm on vacation at the beach, which is why no one's been able to reach me. Trying to disconnect, you know?
Oh, that's good to hear. I only have a minute, so I'll make this quick. I just got some amazing news. We're going into the WWE Hall of Fame together.
Really? Wow, I'm shocked. I mean, I thought it would happen someday, but definitely not this fast.
They didn't say this, but I'm assuming they want to capitalize on my crossover appeal as host of ANTHM.
I'm sure that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I know we didn't expect our careers to end the way they did, but it's nice to know we accomplished enough to go into the Hall of Fame. And more importantly, we're going in together, just like it's always been.
Yeah, it is nice.
Hey, I gotta run. Don't relax too much. You know what they say about idle hands. Ooh, I gotta work that into tonight's show.
Congrats.
You too. Ooh, I wish I could see Brooklyn's reaction.
I'm sure she won't be happy. Which makes me happy.
And of course, the attack between SCU and Jericho and Hager brings out the rest of the Inner Circle, but then out comes Jurassic Express, and it's a whole thing, man. It's a whole thing.
Move!
Cesaro!
Don't look at me, get out of my way!
Tony Storm.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Those two pieces of human trash are going into the Hall of Fame? This has to be a joke! They were only in the WWE for a cup of coffee. You know what? An actual cup of coffee deserves to be inducted before they do!
Take it easy. We're all entitled to our opinions, but there are certain realities you can't dispute. While Red and Trey may have had shorter careers than the typical Hall of Famer, the impact they made during that time was tremendous. So it doesn't matter if you or anyone else disagrees, they are going to get the recognition they deserve.
We'll see about that.
This whole chapter's cutscene so far. There's been no gameplay because we've retired, so what are you going to do? Anyhow, so that led to Luchasaurus beating the Peter Avalon in a squash match. One move, Dunzo. You had Private Party defeating Proud and Powerful, which led to the return of Dustin Rhodes with Cast On doing that thing. And the main event was Darby Allin and Mox, and that centered around a body bag. And of course, Mox won that match. But all in all, both shows last night, good shows. Wednesday continues being the best wrestling night of the week.
Man, feels like we've been up here for like 15 hours. Hope everyone's still with us. But, I think that pretty much sums everything up, right?
Yeah, I think we covered it all.
And there's only one thing left to do. List, please.
Crossing it off.
It's time to cross off one final list item together. Get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
We didn't train in the dungeon.
Shoot, I think I forgot a pen.
Seriously?
I've got one you can use.
We'll give her a mic.
I'm sure someone else in this arena has a spare pen, so you can go sit down.
Take it easy. I just wanted to come up here in front of the world to say congratulations and finally put our differences behind us. I would never do anything to take away from your special night that you so rightfully deserve. Trey, even your birth parents are here, which is amazing. Stand up, please.
Why is it like
But
Sergeant
before you
Slaughter?
finish up, there's just one thing I want to mention that you left out of your speech. You see, Red wasn't 100% honest about what led to her retirement and later her best friends. In fact, it turns out she has a little secret, which is the real reason she walked away from WWE.
You have to do something. She's gonna ruin everything. I'm sorry, but I'm done hiding this for us. It's over.
Over.
What really happened was I found out the truth behind this secret, and she didn't want me to tell anyone. So she chose to retire instead. But I couldn't sit back and let her get away without everyone knowing the real Red. So let's start with this. That lovely older couple in the audience, they're not Trey's parents. I know, because they're fakes I hired to be here. That letter you got that said they were coming tonight, also a fake. But if you want to see your real parents, I can make that happen. Here they are.
Boom.
Yeah, that pretty much says it all. And look at the date there. They were already long gone by the time we were in high school. Which makes you wonder, Trey, how could they have written you a letter? Maybe someone else wrote it to try to manipulate you into doing whatever they wanted. And maybe that person was so miserable and lonely, they had to resort to something morbid like that to ensure they always had a friend at their side. But who would do such a terrible thing? Certainly not your so-called best friend, right?
Who gave her a microphone?
Is this true?
Like... Uh-oh.
We're not finished here.
We're not? How old are you at this point, Joe? Don't punch the metal arm.
If you come any closer, I will crush his neck. And the same goes for anyone else. If you try to stop us, I will end him.
How long were you in that trunk, Joe? Seriously. Now we're gonna brawl at the Hall of Fame? Well, yeah, but we're gonna do it tomorrow, because I've been sitting here for about 40 minutes so far. Anyhow, looks like tomorrow is gonna be the last episode of this show. Seems like. with the end of the Hall of Fame and the end of my career. And what I do after that on this channel, I do not know. But I will see you tomorrow for this and for that. I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching. More videos. See you next time right here on this channel. And I'm out.